Today, our article presentation is called Thanks for the Memories. It's about cognitive psychology by Kira, Oyinka, and Rebecca. Memories can be very complex and yet very simple. Do our memories recreate the exact incident that took place? Or can our memories change due to outside factors? Elizabeth Loftus, a psychologist at the University of Washington, was intrigued by this question. She discusses 4 experiments she did to try and find some answers. Using experiments over surveys created better results since they are real students doing simple tests. She found that when an event is recalled, it is not actually recreated, it is just reconstructed, creating reconstructive memory. Reconstructive memory is resulted from our use of new and old information to fill in the gaps of your memory. Sometimes you can alter your memory just by telling it a little different each time. If you tell a person about a trip you took to Hawaii and you change how you got there each time, then it can actually change the memory you have of that. This is normally harmless except for when it comes to the law. Witnesses can reconstruct what actually happened to what they now think happened weeks, months, or years later. Elizabeth also found out that a way a question is asked may change how it is answered. These are her 4 experiments.
In Experiment 1, 150 students saw a film regarding a 5-car chain reaction accident that occurred when the driver runs through a stop sign into oncoming traffic. After the minute video, the students took a 10-question quiz regarding the video. The first half subjects were asked how fast was car A, the car who ran the stop sign, going when it ran the stop sign. The other students were asked how fast was car A going when it turned right. At the end, both groups were asked, did you see a stop sign for car A? The first group had 53% say they saw a stop sign for car A. For the second group, only 35% of the students said they saw the stop sign. In Experiment 2, Loftus decided to have this study be the first to involve a delayed memory test. 40 subjects watched a 3-minute-long video from a film called Diary of a Student Revolution. The segment showed a class being disrupted by 8 demonstrators. After the video, each subject was asked 20 questions about the film. The subjects were then divided in half into groups 1 and 2. Group 1 had a question that asked, was the leader of the 4 demonstrators who entered the classroom a male? Group 2 was asked whether the leader of the 12 demonstrators who entered the classroom was a male. A week after the test, both groups answered new questions. Both groups were asked, how many demonstrators did you see entering the classroom? Group 2, which received a question presupposing 12 demonstrators, saw an average of 8.85 demonstrators. The other group, who were asked about 4 demonstrators, answered an average of 6.40 demonstrators. This experiment showed that the wording of a question altered the way subjects remembered the basic characteristics of a witnessed event.
Experiment 3. This was designed to see if when asking a question with false presuppositions could cause an eyewitness to change their memory of an event to include things that weren't there. 150 university students watched a video of an accident involving a white sports car. They then answered 10 questions about the video. Half of the subjects were asked how fast was the white sports car going when it passed the barn while traveling along the country road. The second half were asked how fast was the white sports car going while traveling along the country road. The students came back 1 week later and answered 10 new questions. The only question in concern was, did you see a barn? In the first half, where the barn was mentioned, 17.3% answered yes, there was a barn, while only 2.7% in the no barn group said there was a barn. The barn was never there, yet people still said it was, proving by adding fictitious things to a question can alter your answer to it. And now for the last experiment. Experiment 4, Loftus wanted to expand on Experiment 3's results of memory reconstruction. She also wanted to know if just mentioning an object that was not included could potentially cause the object to be added to the memory. Normally, if asked, did you see a barn, when clearly none was shown, you would answer no. But she thought maybe if you ask again a week later, the barn might have popped up in your memory. Experiment 4 had 3 groups of 50 people view a film shot from inside of a car. The car ends up colliding with a baby carriage being pushed by a man. The three groups then received booklets with questions on the film. Groups D, F, and C were all different. Group D, or the direct question group, was asked 40 normal questions and 5 questions directly asking about non-existent objects. One example was, did you see a barn in the film? Group F, or the false presupposition group, was asked the same 40 questions and 5 key questions with presuppositions of the same non-existent objects. An example would be, did you see a station wagon parked in front of the barn? Lastly, Group C, or the control group, was only asked the same 40 questions as Group D and F. After 7 days, all 3 groups returned and answered 20 new questions about the film. Group D saw the same 5 direct questions as before. Here are some of the results. There was no school bus, truck, center line on the road, woman pushing the carriage, or barn in the film. It's amazing how our memories can alter. If you look at question number 4 regarding the woman pushing the carriage, that question had the greatest results even for the control group. Why is that exactly? It's our schema in our memory telling us it was a woman and not a man. Our schema is our memory from past experiences that can change a more recent memory. Typically, you would see a female pushing a carriage down the street and not a male. So you assumed by the way the question is based that it was a female, altering your memory. After combining all the questions regarding the non-existent objects, these results were of all the students who said yes. Although the results shown indicate a similar effect, none were large enough to show statistical significance.
Thanks to Elizabeth, we can now look at memories a little bit closer and understand how fragile they sometimes can be. Thanks for watching and have a great day.